what it is. Want to welcome you down to Wayvy Grayvy. You are on the main show with your man Daryl Edmund Oldbreaker Cole. This episode we have a special. I think every episode is special, but today it's all about gem jewelry, all about them bling blings. And for my guest today, I have a primary school friend. Unfortunately we've known each other for a very long time. She is what?
Primary school.
Yeah, so I cannot sit next to her when I cannot punish before. So I don't know what it says about her or me lah. But CW Jewels. This company has been up since 2010, and I am with the creative conceptor, Caroline Wihono. Wanna welcome her down.
Hello, hello everybody.
CW Jewels. Jewelry, stones, and all. I'm gonna dive straight into this. It's a very tedious process, but what run us down through the whole process of how we create a ring or a bracelet. How's that done?
So mostly in Singapore, we do serve, or we started off CW Jewels as a bespoke fine jewelry company, and when people come here, they select gemstones depending on what you're making the jewelry for, whether you're going to get engaged or you're just buying a cocktail. So it depends on the selection of gemstones. So first, you select the gemstone if you have a gemstone to be put on. Then next is, of course, we run through your story, your inspiration mood board, and then we'll start designing something for you in 3D drawing.
3D, okay.
Yeah, so that's the interesting bit. So once you've commissioned us to do so, we will do a 3D drawing for you, and if alterations are needed, then that's when it gets, being your ideas gets to come to life. I think basically most of the thing, they get so excited if they see that's what I thought. That's why it could work. It could work more like that. Yeah. So I think a lot of times people get excited to see their ideas come to life, and this is what we do. In this fine jewelry business, we want to do what inspires you and make your design come to life.
All right.
Yeah.
And then once the designs are all done, then you have a workshop.
So what we do is we bring it back to our own manufacturing line back in Indonesia.
Okay.
So that's when we are a 4 generations family business in terms of
holy shit.
In terms of manufacturing. So that's when we manufacture in our own factory, and then we bring it out here again. So everything end to end is under one roof, that we get control from the start till the end to the consumer.
So basically everything is under you, under CW Jewels. There is no third party.
There's no, yeah. So that's I think one of the unique thing about us is that we do the end to end for someone who wants to design something that is unique and intricately yours.
Okay, I like the personal touch that you guys have. Right, and you were saying that you do the 3D designs for them. You ask them what they want,
right?
And then it's all done in your workshop or over in Indonesia.
Yeah.
Then if people want to start off businesses here and there, and I know a few people who are interested in jewelry making or what have you, but if someone wants to do their own jewelry business, what are the steps that you think that they will need to take?
Right. Okay. It's actually jewelry industry is complicated in that sense, because you have the engineering factor inside here, and you have the design factor inside here. So in terms of that, if someone wants to become a jeweler, we do make or create our jewelry for OEM for them. So they design and then they ask us to.
What's OEM?
It's like, OEM is like if you want to design something for your own brand, that is something that we can do as well for you to manufacture it.
Okay.
But you designed it, like it's a white label.
Okay, I understand what you're trying to say. So, what I gather also, because of all the logistics and all, if someone wants to start from the ground up, it's actually a very tedious process.
It was. When we started off in 2010, as you mentioned, which is like 11 years back, technology was not even there yet. So there wasn't any portion, or if you want to do a 3D drawing, you rely on hand-drawn. But unfortunately, sometimes hand-drawn pieces are not accurate in terms of your proportions, your measurements.
It has its limitations.
It has, definitely, right? But as a client, you will see it's good on paper, but when it comes out, it's different. So now we fast forward 5 years later, that's when we have this technology to do 3D drawing CAD, computer aided drafting, to do this. And on top of that, technology too helps us to do 3D printing at this point of time, right? So which is easier, it's more accurate. So at CW Jewels, what we do is we marry traditional handwork with technology together. So that's what makes it very interesting, because again, jewelry, fine jewelry rather, it's really still a fine art. It's still art, you call it.
That's true.
You will not be able to get away from handwork.
Gotta get your hands dirty, basically.
That's
true.
Definitely. To get art is always about getting your hands dirty, getting your inputs and everything. So therefore, it can be a different take to it. If not, then everything is mass-produced. It's going to be the same. It's going to be the same looking fine jewelry ever.
Yeah,
so that's the interesting part about fine jewelry making. So going back to your question, where if someone wants to start off this business, I would say you must have passion and the grit to do or to want to do this, because at the end of the day, this business is not simple. It's a lot of hard work and inspiration as well.
Okay.
And the momentum has to be there. And the most important thing is you have to be passionate about gemstones, about jewelry, about design, and wanting to have your clients' work being portrayed as a to come to life, basically. So right. That's the fun part about it.
Well, I get what you mean. So I mean, what I think is, the people who want to do this, logistics wise, I think to a certain extent you can get that done, but I think the main component here is you need to be passionate about what you're doing.
Yes, of course. I mean, in terms of business, logistically or even technologically, financially, I mean, these are crux of business, but
it can be done.
It can be done. If where I started off the last time, the 2010, there wasn't any one stop that I could go to some jeweler and basically do everything. So we wanted to make things easier for designers itself. So we've partnered with a few of the local jewelers as well. What they did was they make their products with us too. So we support them in that supply chain as well.
Okay.
Apart from doing our own brand and our own collections too. So we do that for jewelers here in Singapore.
All right. So if you guys want to take this away, logistics wise, money, business, that all can be done. I mean, personally, I think that's easy. Usually you have contacts, but the main component, like what Caroline was saying, was passion. You need to have that passion. And it does make sense, because if people are paying you money to replicate to get a piece of jewelry for the wedding or what, I mean, they would like something personalized and something that they're going to be happy to see. And I think the only way you can bring their vision to life is you need to be really passionate about what you're doing.
And I think that's the difference between fine jewelry and accessories. Fine jewelry is made of gold, right? And we only deal with gold of different caratage, but it's not going to be worn only just a month. It's going to be worn a long time, and better still is an heirloom.
Yes, okay.
It's the story of the rich story that you're passing down to the next generation. That is something that we are always passionate about, and something that we always hold on very dearly to for our clients.
Okay. I get that. Very good. The passion, I can see you guys are very passionate. And I'm going to kick in the first song for this episode. And just to let you guys know, for this current session, all the songs are going to be latest releases by all these awesome artists. I mean,
yay.
As is happening in 2021 now, you guys are going to be seeing this 3 years time from now, who knows, but in this period of time, these are all the latest releases. So first one, we're going to get a song by one of our favorite bands, Corgi, with a song entitled Robot. Check it out. Peace.
I'm just a robot in the rain, and I don't wanna love again. I hate how I'm forgetting your face. I don't wanna love again. I don't wanna love again. I'm just a robot in the rain. Can I help you feel again? Why do you make me feel this way? I don't wanna love again. I don't wanna love again. So, hey love, thanks for using me. My circuits they freeze, and my engine stops beating now. Oh, hey love, thanks for using me and bruising me. You make my circuits freeze, and my heart stops beating now. Oh, I'm just a robot in the rain. Can I help you feel again? My mainframe's rusting up with pain, and I don't wanna love. My heater's been broken down, and I don't know where to go. I don't wanna love. I don't wanna love. So, hey love, thanks for using me. My circuits they freeze, and my engine stops beating now. Oh, hey love, thanks for using me and bruising me. You make my circuits freeze, and my heart stops beating now. Oh, batteries are running low, and I don't wanna go. I don't wanna go. So batteries are running low, and I don't wanna go. The batteries are running low, and I don't wanna go. I don't wanna go. So the batteries are running low, and I don't wanna go. So, hey love, thanks for using me. My circuits they freeze, and my engine stops beating now. Oh, hey love, thanks for using me and bruising me. You make my circuits freeze, and my heart stops beating now. Oh, hey love, thanks for using me. My circuits they freeze, and my engine stops beating now. Oh, hey love, thanks for using me and bruising me. You make my circuits freeze, and my heart stops beating now. Oh, and my heart stops beating now. Oh, and my heart stops beating now. Oh, my heart stops beating now. Oh, and my heart stops beating now. Oh, I don't wanna love again.
That was Robot by Corgi. Hope you guys enjoyed it. They have 3 songs out on Spotify. I think I played all 3 of them on the show. Love them. I always revisit the songs. You guys should check them out. As is always, check the description below. Links to the band, Spotify, Instagram are all over there. Back to Caroline. So, you say you have your factories in Indonesia. And if I know you like I know you since primary school, you are someone who likes to get down and dirty into the process. So, you know,
You still remember that portion?
I know, right? Always punch me and shit. Do you also put your hands in, make a few pieces yourself and all that? Like, do you actually do that? Or are you one of those people that, oh, I just sit here and I give orders, you know? Tell us more about that.
Definitely, you know, again, as a jeweler itself by profession, I'm not only just a certified gemologist, but I too would, or no, I was an engineer before this by training. So that's the reason why we want to be involved with every single process of what goes through this jewelry making process, because without knowing that crux of the background work, you will never be a good designer, or what are the possibilities that you can play around with the designs. So if you're just going to be sticking yourself to just design, it's not gonna work out for this jewelry, fine jewelry pieces. So I think you're right in terms of I like to get my hands dirty, but at the same time, I think it has also helped me to explore or try out ideas that have not been used or that are not commonly used in the jewelry making processes. And therefore, because we are creative people, we are able to push our boundaries in terms of designs that are all in the market out there.
Okay, all right. So yeah, you're one of those few who gets down to the site like that. And you know, it says on your Instagram page, which I have down in the description.
Oh yes.
And you know,
Thank
you
you.
also have moved to the US market.
Yes,
You
we did.
have moved there, and you know, tell us more about that. From Singapore, you know, you started over here, and then now you have branched out to the US as well. So yeah.
It was such an interesting process because we did it last year, which is during the COVID period. We thought that it wasn't possible. Of course, it was delayed in terms of that, but I think the experience of what New York market or even US market, LA market, it's so different in terms of the people, just the market itself. They dare to be bold and they want to try out something that is different. So we launched our Queen collection. This is what I'm wearing. You can see it, and you can see that these are moving bits and pieces in a fine jewelry. And this is inspired by Queen. This is Queen. I have Queen here with me.
All right, so tell us about Queen.
She is a royalty that she's our mascot. She's a royalty, and she loves to being fun, quirky, bubbly. So we want our designs, our vision of what we design for our women or people who are individuals who are fun and quirky. They just want to be different than the rest of the mass market. That's the reason why they chose us, because we have pieces that are non-fine jewelry, compartmentalized kind of designs. So that's what we love to explore, right? Something different, something fun, and therefore, moving on to an international market, that gives us that jumping board, like to try on and just don't be afraid to explore things that are non-explorable back in Asia, or that Asia is always telling you to do this, do that, you know. So
right.
that we have that kind of courage
Right.
to embark on that journey
I get that.
of creativity. Yeah, so which I think it's a great thing. But at the same time, we are very thankful for Asia, because that's when we can do both integrate both the classic and the quirkiness all together, so that we can form something that is so different, and it has still, the Asian flavor in us, because that's where CW Jewels is anyways, coming from here. So yes, the journey of being from Asia to international, it was so great because we get to learn so much, number one. Number two is that we get to be present in New York Fashion Week. I mean, that's something new for us as well, and it's during COVID. It's so different,
Yeah, that's the thing I like about it, that you guys actually dared to take this leap during troubling times like this, and it actually worked out well for you.
I mean, we didn't know whether, it was a calculated risk, but at the same time is you'll never know until you try.
That's true.
And it's just fortunately for us, in business itself, like I said, if we don't succeed the first time, it's always trying different things and new things that would just to improve for your business, and you cannot stop here, because for us is that there's no turning back. We have planned for this, and we just have to go forth, because it was just the executional part. So, and this is our second year running, and I think in terms of having an international presence, a lot more of the local people are actually looking for us. They embrace our designs more right now. It's not just going to be a different set of jewelry, but now they say, "Oh, you are actually fun. It's actually wearable. It's actually a fashion statement." So now they're like, "Oh, I want that too." So it's very rewarding in terms of that. And even in December this year, there's a Singapore Trade Jewelry Show, Jewelry Show here that's happening in MBS, and we've been selected to curate for Indonesian Pavilion, helping smaller jewelers out there in Indonesia to go international.
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah, so I mean, we are very honored to be part of it, and it's a great place to be, to be working with or knowing other designers as well.
It's good. I like the fact that also that you just you've been around. CW Jewels has been around since 2010, 11 years, and branched out to US last year. But despite the fact you guys are still there to help other people as well. Like I know, like I said, that most people want to be like, I stick to my own shit, because I know mine is unique and like fuck everybody else. But I like the fact that you guys are also helping people out. You are actually giving people a slice of the cake out there as well.
Well, I guess because when we started off, it was never someone immediately, was like, oh, you're good, we are going to take you in. So I think in terms of the jewelry scene here is very small. If we don't help each other, it will not be expandable. So if we want to see our trade continue to flourish, you have to help each other with the designers, and the thing about, like what you said, I don't think we're helping them much. It's more like sharing certain things like advices, but the most important thing is learning from each other about designs even, and even now we are going to sustainability, right? So that's when you get to influence, or they influence you as well, to know, or giving you ideas on what's next in terms of the jewelry market, you see, because again, it's a thousands of years old trade, and if we do not keep ourselves reinventing ourselves, it's going to go down the drain, which that is something that we do not want. And like I said earlier, we're a 4 generations business, so that is a cycle that we have to keep having, to inject the fun part of it, to inject the technology part of it, and the creative part of it. I think that's the most important thing of the whole cycle in terms of being a designer itself. Yeah,
that's true. I mean, the bigger your network, the more chance you have of brainstorming, coming up with new ideas, and also sharing information as well, as opposed to keeping it to yourself. So it's a win-win, I guess.
Yeah, it's a win-win, and we learn so much from this, from jewelers as well, from our suppliers, from jewelers. They're so amazing, even from our craftsmanship, who's been craftsmen who's been with us for a very long time. So when you know all these little aspects of things, you will be a better designer for sure. All right,
that is perfect. And I want to move on to the next song by our Malaysian friends, Kyoto Protocol. They have a new single out. It's called Nothing Lasts Forever, but I'm sure this song will. Check it out. Peace.
nothing lasts forever. It's nothing we commend. We try to help the helpless. We defend. 'Cause nothing lasts forever. The finale and pen. Our favorite tunes were ageless. The past tense. To stop listening. What of you? Are you listening?
That was Nothing Lasts Forever, the Kyoto Protocol. But I know that jewelry from CW Jewels will last forever.
Definitely.
Heirlooms and shit. And you guys do a lot of gems, a lot of gemstones, or whatever. What is there a particular favorite gem of yours to work with? Is there any?
To work with, right? Personally, I like gemstones that have colors, like sapphires, the top four, rubies, emerald. But at the same time, of course, to work with is diamond. I mean, diamonds are girls' best friend in a sense. No, but I think it's because of the property. The property of diamonds is the hardest stone in the world, or hardest substance in the world, right? That's the reason why it is so easy to work with, and therefore it's commercialized. It's it's used everywhere. It's widely available, and of course it's the main stone at the moment for engagement ring, right?
Yes.
But of course for those of you who really love colors, I think sapphires are not very far away. But I guess you will still need to have more elements to look into, apart from just being the shape. Now you add in the element of color. Which shade of blue do you like? If you like blue sapphire, if you like a pink sapphire, what kind of pink shade do you have? So there are a lot more elements that you need to kind of check it out, to think about, to ask, to research. So those are the things that that's why I like sapphires anyways, because it's not just like a diamond that is very consistently like that. It has more attitude in a sense.
Yeah, I guess because diamond is just diamond, but like you said, sapphires, you got different shades of blue.
Exactly.
So it's a bit more customizable.
There's so many colors though. I wouldn't say it's customizable because they're all natural stones. So it's just what you see is what you get.
What wouldn't really mean customizable? Choices
right.
in the shade. Then.
Right. Yeah. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, this wasn't part of the question I was going to ask you, but it's more of a personal thing.
Sure.
Is there this set of rules that if you want to get married, engagement ring has to be how many times your salary or whatever?
Are you actually thinking?
Who knows, down the future, down the road.
Definitely, you might as well ask a jeweler now.
I don't know, maybe I don't know what's going on. But is there a set of rules that engagement ring has to be X amount of times?
Well.
Oh shit, I was banging. Nah, it's fine.
Well, the rule of thumb is usually 3 months of your salary. But that's, it's 21st century, it's really, I always tell my clients, like, what you're comfortable with, do it.
It's okay. She has a dog. That's alright.
Sorry for the noise. I think he's just getting his ball stuck.
Sounds wrong when you say that.
Ball. But it's what you're comfortable with, I think. Whether right now, I think a lot more clients and youngsters are exploring into different set of stones beyond diamonds. For instance, like sapphires, colorful gemstones, emeralds, even rubies, And these are very investable stones at the same time. So if you ask me, do what she likes, because at the end of the day, I know it's from you, but
she's gonna
be wearing the ring, so she has to be proud of what it is. Yeah.
Okay. And where do you source all your gems, your stones from? Is like jade is from Myanmar. They have that thing, right? Like Myanmar is famous for jade. So where do you get all your stones from?
that's the beauty about working with natural gemstones. You will never get a source from like one place for everything. And especially you're a jeweler, you're not dealing with just one stone. For instance, like emerald, Colombian emerald is the best in the world, but at the same time, a lot of people too, they prefer the more diluted green in terms of the green saturation. So another place that has got emerald is Zambia. So they call it Zambian emerald, which is in Africa, right? So all different gemstones will come from different places. It depends on what you like. But yes, we do deal with like the most common ones are not common, but rather the most precious ones are Myanmar, Burmese ruby or even sapphires are the best. But now currently also sapphires from Sri Lanka is also very good.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are to name a few countries. India is definitely one of the biggest gemstone trader in the world.
All right.
Because they make there, they cut over there, and it's very different, you see. So it's a very economic, central kind of country for gemstones. Whereas diamonds is another thing. It's from Africa. The pink diamonds are from Australia. Sometimes even Russia. So there's so many types of diamonds and where it comes from too. So I think with that, there's no one place that will produce all the beauty, the natural beauties of the world. So that's when I learned about countries and when you travel for gemstones, and that's how I travel. Yeah, is where the gemstones will take me.
I guess it brings you places as well. So okay lah. I mean, there are different. So you have your go-to places for specific gems.
Yes.
Right, and then
depending on the demand of our clients. Yeah.
But okay, you get to travel a lot because I know you deal with different kind of gems. So, all right,
Yeah.
that's good. And I have it's one of my most favorite questions. All right, no hate to all the the people out there who believe or what have you. I just want to ask a professional in the industry. There's this thing where certain gems like onyx or what have you. I think it helps to relieve stress, and like certain gems gives you more energy. Like when you wear the bracelets or the rings. As someone who is a professional in this line, do you believe in that?
I think, in all honesty, scientifically, as a gemologist itself, they do have energy, for sure. I mean, we have dealt with stones that are, falling in from the universe, coming into their meteorites, right? And of course, those are very uncommon, very rare. They're worth a lot of money, and because they are rare. But at the same time, a lot of them, the reason why people believe that meteorites are very, very, I would say, precious is because they create that energy. That energy from the universe is very different from other stones where it's from Earth, it's earth mined. But at the same time, earth mined, anything that is produced naturally will have energy, for sure, stored over there. So, for instance, a lot of mothers out there, they always give their kids like blue sapphire for their 16th birthday or 15th birthday. That's because blue sapphire gives you peace, calmness, wisdom at the same time. So that's one. And I have clients who are like, hey, Caroline, someone I know, she's having difficulties in terms of sleeping. So can I get a stone that I would like to calm her down, and being able to do that. So that's when you get citrine, because that's known for rest. That gives you that calmness, and the color is yellow as well. It's very warm, it's very joyful. It just gives you that nice feel. So yes, in terms of gemstones, different gemstones give you that different feel and different energy, but not because of superstition or but it as a scientifically
there is
a
actual
scientific
backing
truth.
to it.
Yes.
Okay, I like that.
Yep.
And if she says it, then I believe. So I've got lots of gems at home as well.
Yeah, so therefore your energy is better, right?
Maybe that's why I don't feel as sleepy anymore, I think.
Yeah.
Well, enough about me. Moving on to the next song is by our friends Assault, one of a kind heavy metal rocking kick-ass band with one of their latest songs out. It's called Oration of Lies. So check it out, my man Assault. Peace. Oration of Lies by Assault. Fucking love that shit. Go follow them on Spotify, Instagram. These guys are rocking. Now, we talked about how Caroline moved to the US market last year, and so now she's dealing with both US and Asia. So I mean, personal question as well. I mean, I think some people out there like to know what's the difference between dealing with people in the US market and the Asian market.
I think it's just in terms of trend. Yeah, I mean the Western side is very different than Asian. We tend to be a little bit more subdued, more safe in terms of our style, but especially in the US, it's a bloodbath for jewelry design out there. You better be original and different to be able to enter the market, to be able to be doing well in the market, and to be welcomed as a new brand from Asia going into that market. So definitely it was a lot of research. It was a lot of noting things together. For instance, like even what kind of color of gold do they like? What will look good on them? What will not look good on them? So so it's very different in terms of that. Whereas here we are more like, okay, we can just do a little bit of the safe kind of design or a little bit more less colorful, but over there it's definitely not the case. You better be different. If it is safe, then you'll just be the same as everyone else, and you will not be as welcomed in that sense.
All right, I get you. And okay, on your wrist right now, you have this particular design. Is that like a pattern, or can another company, buy one of these and then replicate the exact same? How does that work?
This is a trilogy bangle, and it is actually part of Queen. So this is her glasses, right? Her sunnies. That represents, it's a diamond, right? That represents positivity, vision of positivity. That's what we call it. And also at the same time, we have her lips, which is wisdom. So these are reminders or charms that will remind us about how positive towards life that we should be looking at. At the same time, everything starts from your mouth. The way you speak, it travels to how you act, and at the end of the day, it turns into your action. So I think with our mascot Queen itself, that we have a patent that we have held in US, because entering the market over there, you kind of need a little bit of different stuff, right? And then just to safeguard on our own design and everything. So yes, no one else is able to get the same design out, because we have our patent. And at the same time, I think the most important thing for our piece of jewelry is that each of them, even the necklaces and even the ring itself, it does come with a special message out there. We have thought about this concept like pre-COVID. We didn't know that COVID was going to happen, because we have planned this before it was actually taken to the States. It was a year and a half before. So, and when truly that it came during that point of time of COVID, even a lot of Singaporeans locally here, they love the message behind it. That's the reason why they purchased it, and it's a great gift for Christmas last year as well. So, and this particular bangle itself was voted as the #1 Christmas gift in New York at that point of time. So we had the article from the magazine, and it was done. We had like Balenciaga on it. So many more renowned jewelers out there. So we are very honored and humbled in terms of getting our design, actually known for its positive message, which was what we intended to do.
Wow, there you go. I mean, to actually get the title as like the most popular piece of jewelry gift for Christmas. Holy shit!
And in New York, it came to us as a surprise as well. We didn't know.
I mean, now you are at this stage right now. Most popular gift for Christmas, but when you started out, it wasn't so much like that. I mean, obviously. So if you can just run us through a little bit of the struggles that you had to go through to get where you are today?
That's a very good question. There are definitely a lot of times that we just wanted to like give up and just not do anything anymore, because sometimes the landscape in Asia is so small, and people are just we are always very safe in terms of our trend, but our vision was different, and we didn't know how to be how to cross borders, or how to even bring it on to the next level in terms of internationally. But I think where we started off was that one of the things is that everyone will slam the door on you, in your face, in fact, most of the time. And I think the number one thing is that yes, you will feel upset, you will think, why, but it's how you pick yourself up and continue to run the race. That's more important than anything else. To not give up, for sure. Where we started, people, you're even too young, Caroline, to tell me what kind of diamonds I should be buying. You can't even afford one. How can you be telling me?
So what the fuck?
There are people who are doing that. I mean, who were like that, and it's just that I actually thank them for being nasty, because at the end of the day, I think that's when you mature as your character is like, you just mature and you get to be on par to where they are. So it taught me how to be courageous as well. So a lot of times, I think most of the time is a lot of designers out there, they just want to be doing the fun part of things, which is the designing.
I think as it is with everything else, you only want to do the fun part, but when you have to get down and dirty and rejection and all, no one wants to do that. But I think that's the biggest part about you have to weather that to actually stay stable and get up.
Yes, and that the grit, I think, is the most important thing that has brought us through the years until today, even going international, even going, be loved, your design, I mean, even to come up with designs, you'll be like, who's going to wear it, I don't know, but, I have a wonderful team. That's the best part as well, to encourage me and to continue. They always tell me, Caroline, this is what you're doing wrong, right? They would tell me right in my face. And that's the beauty about it. Like, if not, then, especially in this industry, it is so niche, and you don't have a lot of research that are readily available for you to kind of, this is the historic graph for this. But I rely a lot on my team that supports me from international to local to even the manufacturing part of it. I think to be where we are today, it's not just about us, me, or rather it's in totality the team that is behind, and it takes a lot to be backing each other up in terms of the differences or ideas that we have.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Quick question though. So you said when you're starting out, there are people who are like just fucking cocky with you and shit. Were there instances where they were fucker back then, and then when you finally made a name of yourself, they're like, hey, maybe you can help me out, or what? Are there people like that?
Yes.
Always got fuckers like that one. Huh? They like wanna fucking shut you down and shit, but then when they see you're doing good, like, hey, hey, what's up? Remember me?
Yeah, we've got that, but I think, it shows as well that in terms of business, our business, we are always dealing with people, and definitely it's part and parcel of our daily job to meet people of such nature. But at the end of the day, we just stay true to who we are in terms of our vision. We always align each other with the vision that the destination that we're going to. I think as a leader of the company, that's my job, to be able to bring the team to run alongside with you. It's not the best or the easiest method sometimes, but at the end of the day, that is where we are heading to, and the team must run with you. So whether outsiders are like telling you, okay, Caroline, this is not right, but we are very grounded in terms of our belief in terms of where we can go. So when they come back to us and say, oh, right now we believe you more because you've gone blah blah blah, we'll be humbled again, and we will serve them as per normal. But at the end of the day, the true part of customer relationship is that you turn someone who didn't believe in you. I wouldn't say they're enemies, but they just don't believe in you. They become your fan. So I think that is very rewarding because I'm sure through the years they have learned, and we also learned and grow. So I think it's fair in terms of the how we can the outcome of maturity to what we are.
I think that's why you are you and I am me and you are where you are. Because if I was in your situation and they came back to me and fuck you, fuck off, right? Don't believe in me. Ooh, I can't afford diamonds. Fuck off. I'll buy you 10 right now. This is between you and me, but yeah, I mean it's good. I like the fact you're very mature. That as it is, you are what is this? Up here right now, and I wouldn't say you're forced to, but I think it just comes with as the person you are, that even though they were fuckers to you before and they did come back to you and like, hey, fine, I'll work with you, and I think that's very admirable.
Oh, thank you. It wasn't an easy way. Of course you feel like why, but at the end of the day, I think when you represent a brand, there are certain things or guidelines that you have to adhere to.
I guess it's bigger than you, at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, it's just not about me.
I get you. I guess if it was just about you, it may be a bit different.
Of course, definitely, as you know.
Okay, I want to steer this aside before anything else can be said. I'm bringing our next song by our friend Halal Soul with I said bringing a song by a friend. It's entitled Hearing Deficit. So you want to check this out. Peace.
Enough to know that you're my honey, you're the one. I have heard enough to know that you're my honey, you're the one. I have heard enough to know that you're my honey, you're the one. I have heard enough to know that you're my honey, you're the one.
Hearing Deficit by Halal Soul. Like that shit, hope you check it out. Now, you always have Ask Jeeves going on, but today I can't make a live call with him because he is busy serving the nation. However, he prepped a little voice recording for you guys, and so only check this one out. Oh man, Ask Jeeves.
Hey, what up? It's been a hot minute. Welcome back to Wayvy Grayvy. This is Jeeves and my segment of Ask Jeeves. How's it going, guys? Really sorry I can't be with y'all this week in person because I'm off busy serving the nation.
He's sleeping, I think
but I
so.
look forward to seeing you guys again. But in the meantime, here are some jokes that's gonna get you guys through the day. Well, Daryl, I know you're gonna listen to this eventually, so let's kick things off with a simple joke, something
Alright, let's
classic,
see what he's
as
got.
you will. Okay. Do you know why cannibals hate to eat clowns?
Why do cannibals hate to eat clowns?
Because they're rotten. I don't know.
How are clowns rotten?
It's the other way.
Okay.
Why do cannibals hate to eat? Because they're funny? I don't know. They're weird.
I would think it goes along the lines of funny, but let's see.
Because they taste funny.
You're right.
There you go, it tastes funny. I must warn you, if you haven't really paid attention to much of Jeevan, his jokes can be quite...
Okay.
He goes on two spectrums. It can be quite corny, or it can be fucking dark. Really
Oh wow,
fucking dark.
okay.
I'm not surprised if you have one or two dark jokes over here, but we'll see how it goes.
No, I know you can appreciate my sense of humor, so
No, I can't.
Alright, another one then. Oh, Keith Dokes, how about? Alright, let's keep this one a bit simple. Let's take things to space. Now, how does the moon cut its hair?
How does the moon cut his hair?
Using Saturn? I don't know.
Okay, I get where you're going with this.
Yeah,
with the
just use the
Saturn's
Saturn.
rings and shit. I know how the fuck. I wouldn't know anything about hair. Oh, let's see.
Well, he eclipsed it.
Eclipse.
I was expecting something, more like wow, and then
Okay.
he eclipsed it.
Okay.
Even. But I
If
like
you
it.
can find, it's hard to hear the claps and laughter through the
Oh,
earpiece, but hope you guys
when you
appreciate
watch
that
this,
one.
Jeevan, no
Now,
claps.
number 3. Okay, let's go a bit darker, okay? I saw a kid crying the other day, and I asked him where his parents were. And sadly, that's how I lost my job at the orphanage.
Yeah, so now you know why Jeevan is working for a government entity. So I don't know how that's going to turn out for him, but he lost his job at the orphanage on Monday. It's fucked up, Jeevan. Fucked up.
Oh god. Okay, let's go something a bit darker now, okay?
Here we go.
Alright, so man goes for a checkup and asks, well, do you check my prostate now or later? The doctor looks at him and goes, what are you talking about? I'm your dentist.
Ayyo,
I don't have some
Jeevan.
butt jokes. Now, the last one.
Last one, huh?
So you walk into a bar and there's a line of people waiting to punch you in the face. That's it. That's the entire joke. In fact, you could say that was the punchline.
That
Okay.
was the part.
And
I love you, Jeevan, but you wait when you're out of reservist. You wait for that punchline. A few of them will fucking punch you in the face. But I applaud Jeevan for the dedication. Even though he can't be on live, he prepped some material for you, and it is Jeevan now. What are you gonna do?
Oh, that's nice of him, though.
I know. Swinging it back to CW Jewels. As we were talking about, COVID. Like, I started this show last year, so I have a lot of questions for people how COVID has affected them and what have you. And obviously, being a business, COVID has affected. But I understand we've been talking a little bit throughout the whole show, of how you overcome, so
Right.
maybe you get down to this on its own specifically. How has COVID affected you, and what have you done to maneuver around it and still keep things going for the company?
Well, that's a whole lot of planning out there. But I think the crux of the things is that we were told about 2 months before the country or the world went into shutdown, right? So 2 months it's not a very long time to prepare yourself with such pandemic, and prior to that we didn't know how long it was going to last for. But yes, we did have some scenario planning in terms of, if it shuts down, what should we do? If it doesn't, what should we do? And we have such scenarios. And to turn things around, we came out with products that are readily accessible for people. For instance, like the gold bar over there, which we are selling at 158 per gram, and it comes in a little queen around the world, or even queen zodiacs for.
Do you have that on your Instagram?
Yes, we do.
Okay,
Check them out.
I'll put up a picture
Gold bar,
of the gold bar up.
Yes, that will be very interesting, because a lot of people are getting this to give their loved ones, or birthdays still have to happen, giving birth, or babies still will be born. I mean, life still goes on in terms of that, but at the end of the day, we came out with this product where we give like free service of complimentary service to be sent out to our clients, or where they want to be sent out to. So with this, we wanted to make investment, number one, fun. Number two, we wanted to make investment wearable for you. So these gold bars are 99.9K carat. So it's 99. It's real. It's gold. So it's soft. So it's a kind of like investment for everybody. Like 158. It's not a big amount of money, and you get 1 gram and you get to put it on, and next time you get savings. And gold has gone up gradually since, even as we spoke, last year it has gone up by close to a whopping 15%.
Holy shit,
15% within 1 year, which is a little bit, it's quite a lot for, especially when there's a pandemic. Gold will thrive. Having said that, I mean, if you look at the history of that. So with certain information that we had in mind, for sure, when the lockdown really happened, yes, of course, we were jittery, but at the same time, a little bit of peace, because we knew what we wanted to do.
You guys planned. You guys managed to sit down, plan ahead.
Yeah, and then that's it. I don't see everyone for the next 3 months, right, or close to 4 at the end of the day. But I think, again, because of being an entrepreneur, I think everyone has got just to be prepared for anything that might come your way. Of course, I was crying on the inside, because we don't know what to do, or even was the government going to help? When will this last? Or how the market will react towards jewelry? We won't know. I wouldn't be as calm as what I'm talking to you right now previously, right? I mean, in terms of that. But I think, again, the team really helped to kind of be very, closely knitted in this, like, we take care of each other, whether it is during COVID, whether I don't see them, whether seeing them, everyone just knows what needs to be done, which I think that's what held us together during this period of time. Even now, during COVID period, we are still moving on and churning. And in fact, in 2020, it was one of the best Christmas sales that we have ever done.
Shit.
So we didn't foresee that coming. But like what I mentioned to you earlier, I think all we needed to do was to plan and not to fret, and just continue to have faith that what you have put forth out there is a well thought of product that people will actually embrace. So I was taught that lesson as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that you guys sat down and planned ahead. I think there are people who didn't do that. When they heard the news, they kind of panicked, and then oh shit, what we're gonna do? But no one did anything. But I like the fact that your team, all right, this is gonna happen. Shut down, lockdown. What are we gonna do next? So you had that, and shit. Next thing we know, best gift on the New York market.
Yeah, we didn't foresee all these things happening in the year 2020 because it was no events, nothing. It was so quiet. People don't come in, and especially in our kind of line, where people need to feel and touch to know or to purchase something it was so hard because then we don't know. People still ask us, how is that? But through videos and everything, it's just so different.
And your 3D designs.
And our 3D designs, yeah. So it was still ongoing, it was still continuing, but yeah, it actually forced us to learn so much about technology, about the possibilities that maybe we don't even have to see each other, but things still can move. But I mean, we wouldn't know if it wasn't COVID that this could work like this way. Pulling off a fashion show online, which was like, hey, the last time, every time it's like, oh, you have to fly over to do some event. It's just so much more efficient right now. And I think I'm enjoying actually the time that the wastage of time is much decreased during this period. So I'm just living day by day, and I think we are just enjoying the moment of what we are having during this COVID. But at the same time, yes, there are certain very big lessons that we have learned, which is always plan.
So as much as we can say COVID fucked everything up, I think if you sit down and think about it, there's lots of lessons we can learn from it, and to actually help us better our businesses, our craft, and just basically your outlook on life. I guess that's one angle where we can look at it.
Because it's here to stay, right?
For a bit. I have no idea how fucking long one
exactly. I thought it's like, 2021 is gonna be like, bam, better year. But look, now it's the end of 2021.
Yeah, fucking hell, Jesus, going
it's like, shit. What is happening? So again, 2022, I'm sure I'm sure it'll be better because it will never go down as
People
low
have
as
got used to life like this. So if anything, it can't go lower than it already is.
This is the lowest.
I guess the only way is up, lah.
Yeah. So the only way is also be optimistic. I think a lot of people are just mentally drained at the moment, but I just want to remind them that the year is coming to an end, festivities are coming in, things are getting better, Singapore is opening up, so let's look forward to a brighter or a light at the end of the tunnel.
Let's do that. Perfect. And what more than my friends Solvent, they have a new song up as well. It's called Poison Sky. These guys Solvent, you like Hammerfall, you're gonna like these guys. So check out Poison Skies by Solvent. Peace. That was Poison Skies by Solvent. Hope you like that shit. Check it out. Check more of Solvent out. You know, I cannot stress enough. Spotify, YouTube, if they are on it, the link is below. Now, we're almost done. You know, I really thank you for your time, your busy
Thank you,
schedule.
Daryl, for coming.
Why, you are very welcome. And so, we've known each other since primary school and shit. And you know, never once did I hear you telling me about I want to open up my own jewelry line. You know, so did you ever think you would be doing this growing up?
That's a very good question. I'm just thinking of the things that, like, I've known you for so long. I'm trying to calculate how many years, but it's okay. Let's just stick it to primary school.
Primary school, let's say you're 12 years old, now I'm 37, 25 years.
We are way below 12 years old. I think I've known you for like since primary 3, maybe 3, 2, yeah, 2 or 3. That's like when you're 8 years old.
30 years already, close to that.
Yeah, close to that. Which is, you know, it's so seldom. It's seldom that, you know, you speak to your friend and, oh, I've known you like half of my life. This is like more than half of your lifetime.
I think only 2 people I've been talking to since primary school.
Right.
Is you, Shewan, and Hendrik.
Oh,
Like
Hendrik,
since
you're
primary
still
school, like really in contact. It's just the
the
three. Of
3.
you. Yeah.
Well, you're one for sure. And then I recently met Raymond.
Hey, Raymond.
He's back here at Pandan Valley, but I think he went overseas. And, you know, but that's another thing altogether. So it's really nice. But yes, since young, well, I guess, like I mentioned earlier, I mean, I've been in the jewelry family business for 4 generations. It's definitely not a natural gravitational pool that, you know, you will go into this particular trade, because you kind of take it for granted if you have lived, or, you know, you have been playing with this jewelry, fine jewelry since young, right? And you kind of like, okay, I know it all, or I don't want to know it at all. So I think that's the reason why you don't really hear me saying a lot about jewelry, because yes, I've been hearing jewelry since my parents, you know, in their conversation. So I was exposed to it at a very young age. But how I got into it was because it's more like, yeah, my parents didn't really like, you know, oh, you have to go into this trade and whatnot. They didn't force me to be doing what I should be doing. But I think, to me, the challenge, or why did I want to go into this trade, was the question of what else can be done from this trade that is a very old and traditional trade which had existed thousands of years ago. So what else can be done? And I think the challenge would be in terms of, like I mentioned earlier, technological and design-wise, creativity. It's you know, how much can you escalate in terms of that? Where can you stand? And I think, you know, I've always been wanting to do or be part of the so-called fashion industry, but at the same time, you know, it's never easy in this kind of industry. So what better way, since I know jewelry, and I'm very thankful that my parents can give me advice that I don't have to start from ground zero, but it's whether the learning curve that you suddenly want to embrace this to be part and parcel of your livelihood, right? So yes, I don't think, you know, at such a young age where I've met you, I mean, looking back, I don't think I would have known that I wanted to do jewelry trade. But at some point, when I grew up, I knew I wanted to do, I wanted to become an entrepreneur. But it's just that what field?
Okay.
Yeah, so I just took my time and to reinvent things and got experience, strategize certain things to give birth to this CW Jewels.
To be honest, like all the time I knew you, I never knew that this was a family thing. Only until when you first had your shop over in One North. And then when I went up, talk cock
Right.
with you, disturb you, and then I found out, shit, your family been doing this, like, yeah, so you really never talked about it in school, man. Like, yeah, but I guess it's true, it's been happening through your whole life. It's not
Yeah.
something you would like, because to you, it's like,
normal.
it's like eating. You don't tell me, I had my lunch today. Oh, I had breakfast yesterday. You don't do that. It's normal.
Yeah, so
Alright.
I wouldn't know. Yeah.
Right, fair enough. That's good. Wanting to be an entrepreneur. I mean, why not an entrepreneur and then in the family business? But I like the fact that what more can be done. You're still questioning. You're trying to. You're trying to explore, experiment.
Because to us is CW Jewels, to like what you said, to where we started. I mean, you've been journeying with us prior to the birth of CW Jewels, right? I mean, you went to see where we were, what we can do, what we have done until today. I think the natural. I mean, we are always a work in progress. We are never saying that this is where we want to be. But more like, okay, we celebrated, of course, at each of our milestone. But at the end of the day, the question remains: will be, what else? What else can we do to push the boundaries of creativity and technology in terms of the fine jewelry field? And I think until today, I'm always inspired by a lot of jewelers in Singapore who are those who are really still doing the traditional way of things. I think we're doing something to embrace or to celebrate this kind of craftsmanship in Singapore itself, and also making a mark, like getting the trade back into the society, to say that art, and now in a world where things are moving like instantaneously, jewelry is still back down to the crux of like you won't be able to get a masterpiece within a minute. It's not instant. It's never instant. So this way also, it kind of reminded me of how or what it's like to build a piece of art and to treasure it. Yeah.
Certain things will take time. It'll take time, but it'll be worth it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Everything's instantaneous.
Yeah.
But then certain things, you have to go back down to where it started. That's the only way you're gonna get quality.
Exactly. So and we are in this trade.
Perfect. And last question before I leave you. I wanna go makan or something. Hungry, sir. A question I ask everyone. If you will, happily married, any relationship advice for all the lovebirds out there?
Well, I think it's stay true to yourself. Be very comfortable with who you are. And I always, it goes back into the CW Jewels, purpose as well. It's to portray your bold character, who you are, and celebrate who you are. Because eventually, if you follow on others, or you are always following, to be who you are, I mean, you are not meant to be, you will be very confused and you won't be happy. So I think even in relationship wise, every time is just be yourself and continue to learn what life lessons has put forth for you, for you, and just embrace it.
They'll like you for who you are. I mean, I know like there are people who try to be someone else.
Yeah, why?
And then the person they're going for falls for the person they are trying to be.
Yeah.
And then sooner or later, when they go back down to who they actually are, they're like, hey, I don't know who the fuck is this.
Exactly. So just be yourself and be comfortable. I'm not saying that it's all self-love, but it just be true to yourself. Sometimes I do struggle with that as well, especially in a world where everything is fast moving and everything is also pretty and nice, but unfortunately it's not the case, right? So we got to come back down and always be humble. And
things
knowing.
that CW Jewels are all very pretty and nice stuff.
It's a good reminder for me every day that to intently to tell myself that everything in the world it's beautiful, but they are all crafted into this.
It takes time.
Yeah, it takes time again.
All right, I like that.
So it's a good reminder.
Thank you so much for your time. It's an honor to talk to you. And guys, all the description of what CW Jewels is about, Instagram, all the links, give them a check out. You know, you want to get a ring, you want to get a bracelet, you know, they customize, you know, you can tell them they got their whole 3D thing, so you have a good view of what it looks like. Don't be shy to go out of your comfort zone and experiment with how you want your piece to look like. Sounds wrong, but
Well,
you know what I mean.
and of course they can visit me here at Holland Village.
Very central location, Holland Village.
So we always welcome them over at our studio.
Alright, so that's it for today's episode of the main show. Thanks so much, Caroline.
Thank you.
CW Jewels. Keep it calm, keep it cool, keep it all wavy gravy. You know I love you. Peace.